Hey everyone, this is Jared with Machine Against the Rage. Today I wanted to show you a project I've been working on in Unreal Engine 5, making a computer game that is a rage-fueled, testosterone-injected action simulator set in the fictional world of Tixia. As you can see here, this is the options menus. When you press play, you're presented with a world map with the different scenarios that you can load into. Each scenario is a big open map where you can go anywhere and do whatever you want. This is, again, a sandbox game where you can possess any unit, play as anything, spawn any unit, and just have fun with mindless third-person action while listening to badass industrial dance metal music. So in this scenario, this is Oak River. A demonic cult, actually, in this cathedral here, opened a portal to hell, and demons have been coming out, besieging the village down just off the mountainside below. So you can see the Tixian security forces are fighting back, and what you're looking at right now is their sentinel wolf. They're wolves that are, raised from the time they're young to be, violent anti-criminal weapons. They have flamethrowers mounted to either side of them, and there's unleash chaos on anything that would oppose peace and order. This here is a subjugator class, Tixian Security Forces unit. It's got an electrically charged flail and shield. As you can see, the flail emits an explosion, doing serious high voltage damage on impact. Anyways, I'll go ahead and just be quiet for now and let you watch the gameplay, and after a little bit I'll come show you some more options you can do to make it a little more interesting.
The world is mine. Bow down or be broken. My will divine. Forged in fire unspoken. Twist your fate around my spine. This kingdom falls. The world is mine. Shockwave grin, wide-eared heart. I dismantle gods for parts. Every lie, every throne, I rebuild with blood and bone. Engine scream, fist ignite. This is more than black and white. No more rules, no more lines. Just one truth, the world is mine. I see your fear like data streams. You pray to ghosts, I rip the seams. No heaven here, just code and crime, and a war cry screaming, the world is mine. The world is
Again, the cool thing about this game is that you can play as anything. You're not stuck playing as the good guys. If you want to switch over to the other side like I'm doing here, you can possess a demon and play as a demon or anything else in the game. This particular demon is called a Revenant. It has the ability to throw skulls that are flaming skulls that are wailing and torment. They lock onto enemies if they get near, and they become homing projectiles when they get in close proximity to an enemy. The Revenant also has the ability to teleport out of harm's way, which I'll show you in a little bit.
Stretch my will into the sound, stealing venom through my veins. I wear the ash like a royal chain, breathe in rage, exhale the light. Tonight I'm gonna set the sky on fire. I feel the pull, I feel the scream, I'm burning through this shattered dream. Ascension, I'm rising through the blackened air. Ascension, scream my
So you can teleport right there. It's extremely useful for getting out of the way of a grenade or an incoming projectile from an enemy.
God's no death to fear. I'm the fuse, I'm the flame, I'm the end of everything.
Now, as you see, there's houses around here. This is, of course, Oak River Village. The really cool thing is you could actually go inside of all these houses on this map. And yes, I actually painstakingly decorated the interiors of all of them, which was a pain in the A, but it is pretty cool on this map. I decided going forward, though, for future maps, I'm not going to make it so every single building you can go inside of, just because it requires an insane amount of time and effort. I'm probably just going to have 1 or 2 buildings, maybe up to 3 on any given map that has buildings that you can go inside of. Just because the development time would be way too long if I was trying to make every single building in the game fully, explorable. So the default scenario for this map, like I was saying, was the demonic invasion. The really cool feature that I added recently is the ability to change the scenario to any scenario you can imagine. So as you know, there's like 6 factions in the game, plus a predators faction for just hostile wildlife like that giant spider there. You can actually, though, go through and you can change it to be any faction versus any other faction. I'll show you that. Maybe you want to see Rage, the robotic army of global extermination, invading Oak River instead. Well, you can do that. Now, even though there's still some demons that have already spawned, Rage and Tixian units will begin spawning in. And you can also, of course, manually spawn any unit in the game that you want as well. So I spawned 2 right here. This is Torment Bot. He's one of the characters that I have AI play in my virtual tabletop game, based in the same world. Spawned 2 of him, just to unleash a ton of chaos. You see the boss units actually come with multiple special abilities. So Torment Bot has his chainsaw arm, he has a flamethrower that can then also shoot fireballs if he wants, instead of just basic flamethrower. He has the ability to summon a B-Bot, which is this small creature with a mind control helmet strapped on it, and an explosive pack on the back that runs at enemies and detonates itself. And again, sorry, there's a bug in my game that I've been trying really hard to fix, where it will just randomly slow down and the frame rate drops like it's doing here for 10 to 15 seconds at a time. But if I just chill, it will resolve itself, so that's usually what I do. Anyways, Torment Bot's other ability is the ability to launch a barrage of 6 rockets into the air. So as you can see on his back, he has that rocket pack with 6 missiles that he shoots up into the air. And then they shortly thereafter come crashing down onto targets around him, doing massive damage. And you see in the bottom right hand corner how there's that knife icon that shows that a melee attack is ready. When the star appears, it means one of your special attacks is ready, and you can use that star to use any of the boss's special abilities. Which I just did his flamethrower on with. Anyways, this game is a ton of fun. Like, lately I've been really into strategy games. I've been playing a lot of Dawn of War, Warhammer, Warhammer 3, Battle Sector. I've just been a huge Warhammer kick lately, but this game is more for just that mindless action. You know, maybe you had a stressful day at work and you just want to like come home and take your rage out in a video game. That's what this is for. You know, it's just a way to relax and shoot stuff without really worrying about points or winning or anything like that. It's just a fun toy box where you can experiment with tons of different units and set up your dream scenario. Just live out really whatever fantasy battle you've ever wanted to live out. This game's got killer robots, it's got demons, it's got aliens, it's got crazy wildlife creatures, it's got mutant zombie creatures called shard spawn that are people that were turned into just monsters by exposure to red crystal shard, which is of course the primary energy source in Tixia. Must be handled with very careful, like, you know, measures, very cautious, because it is very dangerous and it warps people into these creatures that have been, you know, taken over the world. I'll probably show shard spawn in a future video, but I've already finished all those units and they're very, very cool. Alright, let's get to the really fun stuff. I added a ton of new features I'm about to show you here. So, say you don't want just whatever scenario to be spawning in. Say you want to turn off the spawner and to set up your own scenario. You can do that. Right here, you can actually just select to turn spawning off in the same place where you set whatever scenario you want. And just like that, no more units will spawn in. Now, I've also added a mutator system. And if you don't know what a mutator is, it's basically a modification you could put on any of the units that you're spawning. So, let's say I wanted to spawn, let's see, there's cartel, there's aliens. What if I wanted to spawn a carver here? Okay, so these are the mutators I currently have. This one, obviously, double damage is very self-explanatory. The unit will do double the damage it normally would do. This is double the run speed, so when the unit starts running, look how fast this guy goes. These are supposed to be slower units, but when he's running, he goes really fast now. And you can compare that speed to his normal run speed right here. This allows you to have greater control over the scenario you want to set up. Like maybe you just want to go through the whole level and set up which enemies you want to fight in which places. And then you want to make your character a little more powerful. This allows you to do that. Now you could go to soldier here. You could do everyone's enemy. This spawns the unit with this like evil jack-o'-lantern on their head, and it makes it so they're just completely free for all. They'll fight everybody, even their allies. And vice versa, they'll fight them back. So even though those are both alien units, that jack-o'-lantern on that thing's head makes it hostile to everybody. And you could do this with any creature in the game. So yeah, if you wanted to see a little Bilpit with a killer jack-o'-lantern running around on his head fighting everything, you could do that. Look, you could even spawn it on one of these little cerebral crawlers here. You could spawn a normal cerebral crawler to fight it with double damage. Of course, double damage is going to win on that. Alright, so let's go test some more stuff out over here. So the robots that were already spawned should still be there. Yeah, there's Torment Bot over there. Okay, let's spawn an alien Zephyr. but make it so it's going to explode when it dies. Let's set the explosive. And again, you can set explosive on anything. Again, exploding build bits is a lot of fun, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this is a alien hoverbike called a Zephyr. And you can see that pig cop riding on the back of it. It's got dual plasma cannons, and it also has a impaler blade on the front of it that it can impale enemies with. It just extends and slices into them. Let's go for this thing right here. Let's go impale it with our impaler blade. There you go. Alright, let's make some enemies for this guy to fight, so you can see how cool it looks when he explodes. Let's spawn some Tixian enforcers. Let's spawn a ton of them with double damage. Oh, they're all throwing their grenades, oh dear. So you can see the bike actually catches on fire before it blows up. So cool. Let's spawn some exploding build bits, so I can show you that the explosive mutator works with organic creatures as well. That's just so fun to watch. Alright, so yes, farting is exactly what it sounds like. The unit will randomly fart every 10 to 60 seconds. So it will be a random AI generated fart every time it does. And any units nearby it will be aggravated into attacking the unit that farted. Kind of fun to play around with. And I actually have a dynamic farting system, so it will calculate the pitch and volume based on the mesh scale. So depending on how how big the creature is that's farting, it will actually adjust the pitch of the fart and the volume of the fart. Smaller creatures like this built bit here are going to have really quiet farts. And a bigger creature like a big Balboa or like a giant demon will have a very, very loud, deep pitch fart. Let's go ahead and turn spawning back on for Rage vs. Tixians and create some more chaos, shall we? Let's spawn the demon boss, Apollyon. As you can see, one of his special abilities is he flies into the air breathing fire. You could actually steer where he's going during this attack. He's just breathing fire on everything underneath him. He's attacking with his Doombringer axe right there. It's a massive, gigantic, demonic axe. So you can see this is another one of his special abilities where he causes the sky to go dark and burning meteors rain down from the sky, exploding on impact. There's one of those B-bots I was telling you about. It's gonna blow up on him. Yeah, he went down pretty quick there. Let's spawn another one. Let's make him farting. These are his black hole cannons right there. He shoots those projectiles that then open into black holes and then lock on to wherever you're aiming, so you can dynamically steer them after they've been shot. This character, by the way, Apollyon, is very fun to fight against as well. That's one of his special abilities. He takes his demonic axe and splits the ground open, causing fire to come out. Alright, well, I think that about wraps up everything I wanted to show you all today. Thank you so much for watching. This game has been an absolute nightmare to develop so far. Lots of debugging, lots of slamming my head against the wall. Still not perfect yet, at least not by my standards. So it's still definitely a work in progress, and I intend to just make it very, very big. Lots and lots of maps over time. I'm all done with units for now. I don't plan on adding any more units. But anyways, thank you for watching.